So now the next question to ask yourself is this: at what point do you pay salary? Salary payment period. For different organizations, the time they pay salaries differ in terms of, is it weekly, daily, or monthly? And the difference is also there as well. So when it comes to the salary payment period for different organizations, this is the recurring time which you're going to pay. You record the time and you pay the employee. Some do hourly rates, daily rate, weekly rate, or monthly rate. Now, universally, or maybe when you use the word current practice, it favors the monthly payment period. As a matter of fact, in this part of the world, we do more of the monthly payment. But there are some categories of employees that are on weekly rate, daily rate, and hourly rate. That is where you differentiate between, is it a salary or a wage? When it comes to salary, it's monthly. When it comes to wage, maybe it has to do with hourly, daily, or weekly. That's the wage part. But you understand with me that in some developed parts of the world where there are accurate metrics in place, they are currently doing hourly rates. There are some consultants that charge per hour today. As a matter of fact, I also do that when it comes to coaching practice, working with individuals one-on-one. It could be charged per hour. But the most common one is the monthly rate. Now, another interesting part, which is very, very interesting when it comes to salary payment, is every organization usually have what we call a payroll monthly cutoff date. So this is the date where we have set at every month that every information that has to do with salaries has to come in. So what do I mean? When an organization says that they are going to pay salaries on the 25th of every month, for example, before the 25th that the payment would be made, there are some things that would have happened in the back end. For example, that salary must have gone through internal audits. There must have been some back and forth between the payroll officer or the payroll manager or the HR manager and the MD or the line manager or the finance department. There will have been a lot of back and forth. Okay, so how much are we paying for salaries this month? So HR prepares that and passes it to an higher level, maybe at the management level. This is the amount of salaries that we are paying for this month. The management will say, okay, fine, finance, can we fund the salary for the month? And there will have been a bit of back and forth. Internal audit and internal control will have checked for variance analysis. How much did we pay this guy last month? How much are we paying him this month? Just to be sure there are no fraud in the system. Then they will now be able to load the salary, send it to the bank, or even log into some of the online portals and make payment by the 25th. So usually that process of preparing that payroll, getting to know how many people did we recruit this year, are there new increments of individual salary? Are there changes? Is anybody going for leave that we need to pay leave allowance? Are there deductions in terms of in terms of salaries and loans that anybody has incurred? That process takes a while. Usually in an organization, it takes between 5 to 7 days. So before the 25th, that salaries will be paid, that payroll process will have started 5 days earlier. Most organizations have between 5 to 7 days before salaries are paid. So the cutoff date can be set as the 20th of the month, meaning if we're recruiting any individual, that person must have resumed before the 20th. If the person resumes after the 20th of that month, we may not be able to pay his salary that month. His salary will be paid next month because payroll has closed for the month. So that's what we mean by your payroll cutoff date. And most organizations usually have that in their policy of when the cutoff date would be. And it will be 5 to 7 days before the actual date that payment of salaries would be made.